All right, my super smart 8th graders, here we go. Notes day 4. This is our last day of new notes over our rules of exponents. You've done super awesome. Hopefully, you're kind of keeping them a little bit organized. These notes will always be here since they're in Desmos. Make sure you follow along. Use the video if you need to. Here we go. Today, what we're doing is we're going to be raising a power to a power. What that means is we're going to have more than one exponent. Here's how that's kind of going to look. You're going to see problems that look like this. Don't panic. They look a lot scarier than they are. Now, I've given you 2 examples that are already done. I did that because if we were to write out the expanded form first, it's not all going to fit in the slides or in the little cells. So I'm going to show you what I mean and how we got from here to here. Okay, so we have 6 to the 3rd power that's then raised to the 5th power. What that looks like is this. If I were to write that in expanded form, that looks like 6 to the 3rd power. So we got 6 times 6 times 6. And what that means is this whole thing is going to happen 5 times. So 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. I forgot the parenthesis. All right, so here's 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. We're still not done. Still got to do it 2 more times. Let me bring my thing over. Hopefully it lets me fit it all in. Times 6 times 6 times 6 times, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 6 times 6 times 6. So if I were to expand that and write this all out, spread out, this is what I would get. So did the base ever change? Nope, base. Yep, base got here. And then where did the 15 come from? Have you figured it out yet? Well, if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It counted because I end up with 15 sixes. So that's how we go from here to here. Now, obviously, there's not a middle section for you to write out the expanded form, but you got all the space over here if you need to help you. But what I want you to know right now, take a look. What do you think the shortcut would be? If I started with 6 to the 3rd raised to the 5th power and ended with 6 to the 15th, you've written some rules now, so you kind of know how it works. Tell me what happens to the base. Tell me what happens to the exponent. When you raise a power to a power, did our base change? Base was 6. Final exponential form, 6. Nope. So we would keep the base the same. And then what did we do to the exponents? How did we go from an exponent of 3 raised to a 5th power all the way to 15? Yep, 3 times 5 is 15. Good job. I knew you were smart. So multiply the exponents. That's it. That's your rule. Power to a power looks harder than it is. So come over here. Let's try this one. Let's use the same rule. Keep the base the same, multiply the exponents. Put our equal sign in there, open up our keyboard. 3 squared raised to the 2nd power. So if I keep the base the same, base stays 3, yep. Multiply the exponents. 2 times 2 is 4. Good job. Down here, hit my equals. Keep the base the same. What happens to the 5? Stays a 5. Very good. Raise it up. 3 and 3. It's not going to be 6. Don't put 6. Don't put 6, Ms. Lise. It's going to be a 9. Very, very good. Let's do one more. 2 squared raised to the 4th power. Base the same. Base stays 2. What do I do to the exponents again? Don't add them. That's what we do the other way. Yep. 2 times 4 is 8. Great job. Now, every once in a while, they're going to give those super smart math people, I tell you what, they're going to give you problems that don't look as simplified as this. Now we got more than one term inside of parentheses. Don't panic. It works the exact same. This power just gets spread out to each item inside. So the 4 goes to the 3. So that's where I got 3 to the 4th. And then the 4 also gets raised to the 3rd power here. So that's where the 12th came from. Now, it should be fair to tell you, sometimes you won't see 3 to the 4th. Sometimes it'll be an actual value instead, where 3 to the 4th power will be simplified out for you. You have to be prepared. But here's what I have now. So if I've got 8, my exponent on the outside is 8. So what would happen? The 8's going to be shared. Yep, 8's going to go to as an exponent on the 5 also. So 5 raised up to the 8th power. Now we're going to hit this over key to bring me out of the exponent. And then the 8 also has to be raised up with this 2. So the base of the A stays the same. And 2 times 8 is, yep, hit the A to B. 2 times 8 is 16. Very good. So over here, here's how we would write this rule algebraically. A raised up to the m power raised to the n power. Whew, that's a lot to think about. Come down here, click my text tool. Let's make it big for our base. We would keep our base what? Yep, keep our base an A. Great job. And let me get a new text box and make it teeny tiny for my exponent. So keep the base the same. And what would I do to those exponents? Yep, I'd multiply them. And in algebra, we don't have to put the x for the multiplication symbol. We can just write them right next to each other. So a to the m raised to the n power becomes a to the power of m times n. Not too hard, right? Base same, multiply powers. Here are your practice problems today. Work through these, follow that rule. Then go to Echo, rock out on that checkup, pat yourselves on the back. You have done a great job. All you have left to do now is practice them all together and do one final exit ticket over all of them together. You got this. Proud of you. Keep working hard.